Would you like to reach C2 level English in 2025? If the answer is yes, then great. Timing could not be better. On the day I'm releasing this video, there are 99 days left in 2024 or 14 more weeks to go. And what that means is we're still early. And so if you want to make 2025 the year where you finally get your English fluency breakthrough, now's the time. So if you want to finish this year strong and start the new one with direction, purpose, and motivation, all you need to do is set 3 key fluency activities in place. And today, I'll help you clarify what those key fluency activities are. Let's do this. So a critical mistake people make when setting their New Year's resolutions is waking up on January 1st and thinking, okay, it's 2025, time to set some goals. What do I want to achieve? And oh wait, where do I even start? But here's the thing. If you want to have a truly productive day, you don't start clarifying your key priorities the day, after you wake up that day. You start the night before. And what's the difference between the people that start clarifying those priorities the day of, right? The moment when they wake up, versus those who prepare the night before? Well, the latter group, those who prepare the day before, really want to have a productive day. So mindset is the foundation of it all, really wanting it. And so a key question to ask yourself is, do I really want this? Do I really want to achieve C2 level English in 2025? Or as my friend Joe said back in episode 10 of the Heroic English podcast, do you want it bad enough? If your answer is, yeah, I guess, then here's what I'll tell you. If not now, when? If you want this goal but don't do anything to reach it, then you won't reach it. It's like the saying, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. If your answer, on the other hand, is yes, I want to achieve C2 level in English in 2025, and I want it badly. If that's you, then my friend, come with me. There are 3 key fluency activities you need to set in place before the end of this year. And they are, well, let's start with key fluency activity number 1. If you want to achieve C2 level in English in 2025, you need to start acting like someone at that level today. So ask yourself, what do C2 level speakers do differently? And really, what do they do differently? Are you close to any C2 level speaker that you can observe and learn from? And in your mind, think of a C2 level speaker, just to make it simple, as someone who is clearly more advanced than you in English. And as an aside, don't fall into the native speaker trap, thinking that you only need native English speaking friends. Of course, that helps, but first you need more experienced non-native English speakers that you can learn from. Once you get in proximity with those folks, observe, absorb, and for faster results, obsess about joining their club. As I said back in episode 11 of the Heroic English podcast, fluency is not a what question, like what method can I follow? Or a how question, how can I learn more vocabulary? It's not even a why question. It is a who question. Who can I talk to in English? Who can I learn from? Who can I create a meaningful connection with in English? This who question directs back to all of the other what, how, why questions. Why do I want to increase my vocabulary? Well, because I want to speak better so that I can have better interactions in English with that who. And if you don't know where to start with this whole acting like a C2 level speaker and getting in proximity with these people, stick around until the end of this because I'll help you with that as well. For now, let's move on to key fluency activity number 2. And let me ask you this. Out of all the listening and reading that you do in a day, what percentage is in English versus your native language? I'll tell you this. I live in Argentina, and naturally, Spanish is all around. But of the content that I choose to consume, my conservative estimation is that 80% of it is in English, 20% is in Spanish. So pause and reflect. What are you listening to? What are you reading? Are you listening more to your local radio at work, or are you changing that default in choosing to listen to a radio program in English or to a podcast maybe? There are 15 episodes of this podcast already. So if you need ideas, well, that's a place where you can start. And well, that's for listening, right? And how about reading, consuming content in English when you open Facebook, for example, or when you open your Instagram feed? How much of what you see is in your native language and how much of it is in your target language? So if you're serious about moving from B1 to C2, you need to get this ratio right and immerse yourself in English as much as possible and make it at least 60-40. That leads me to key fluency activity number 3, practice. Practice is king. Key activity number 2 is all about input. Key fluency activity 3 is about output, speaking and writing. And if you can't figure out this piece of the puzzle for language mastery, unfortunately, you'll always be stuck at intermediate. And by speaking practice, I don't mean speaking to ChatGPT or any of the other AI tools out there. I don't mean speaking in front of the mirror or doing shadowing exercises. You need real conversations in English with real people. Now, fortunately, with practice, as opposed to listening and reading, you don't need to speak more English than you speak your native language. But the more opportunities you have to speak and write English, the better off you'll be. So let's recap and turn these insights into questions you need to find your own answers for. Grab a notebook, take down some notes. Question number 1 is, do I really want to achieve C2-level English in 2025? Question 2, how can I get in proximity with C2-level speakers who I can observe and learn from? Question number 3, how can I start acting like a C2-level speaker today? Question number 4, how can I read and listen to more English than my native language? And the last question, how can I create an abundance of opportunities to speak and write English in a meaningful way? And don't leave out that last part, speaking English in a meaningful way. If you get serious about answering these questions, taking action, learning and adapting, and staying consistent, you'll become your most fluent, confident, and capable self in English in 2025. Now know this, you're not alone in this. If you can answer the first question with a resounding yes, I really want to achieve C2 level in 2025, then there are many ways I can help you. Starting with access to C2 level speakers and providing an abundance of opportunities to speak and write English in a meaningful way. For example, in our Heroic English community, we have regular speaking practice meetups. And so if you want access to all of that, click the link down below in the description. And I actually urge you to do that, because please do not fall into the trap of doing this alone. Isolation is the enemy of excellence. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Remember, fluency is not a what, how, or why question. It's a who question. I am here. Our community is here. The door's open, but you need to walk in. So click the link down in the description because English Hero, you've got this. Now, keep learning, keep growing, keep living your English, and until next time.